Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? Bad days, we are all too familiar with. Bad days that seem constant and constant and constant. It becomes a cycle because when we have a few bad days in a row, it just brings us down. It starts to affect how we create meaning, how we create value, how we internalize our worlds. And we may be more susceptible to bad days because we are currently overwhelmed, overstimulated, it feels a bit much, there's too much going on, we're really stressed, really exhausted, and it feels like a never-ending cycle. It feels like these bad days just don't come to an end no matter what we do. And it feels like we're stuck in a rut of a constant bad day, constant bad day, constant bad day. And we don't know how to look forward. But a bad day is not a bad life. Bad experiences are not meant to be permanent. They are meant to be there to show you how to build. And bad days are a normal part of life. We cannot escape life with only having good days because we get so upset, so angry, so emotionally dysregulated that our tolerance for dealing with difficulties, bad experiences, bad days just drops so down low because we don't have it in us to deal with the bad day. And it also has a lot to do with how you internalize your world, your mindset on life, and your perspectives. Because if you are negative or your perspective is negative and you see things in a negative way, it's just going to attract more and more negativity because there's no point in being negative on a bad day. It's just going to make you feel worse. Remember, even in bad days, even in the most horrendous day, there's something good. Always. You got home safe, you with your family, someone complimented you today, and it doesn't have to be on this massive great scale. Having a bad day means that you can work through it and you can deal with how you respond to your environment, how you respond to your situations, and how you respond to your bad day. Because a problem is only a problem once we make it a problem. How you respond to your bad day will determine the further outcomes of that day. If you get home and you're irritated and you're angry and you sort of ignore your family or you just walk past them, then not only is it gonna make you feel worse because you're choosing to disconnect, it's also gonna hurt your family, it's gonna hurt your life, it's gonna hurt your relationships to constantly be in this bad mood because you're having a bad day. And bad days are not permanent. Even if they feel very repetitive and like it's happening over and over and over and over and you're not getting any mental peace, you're not getting a break, you're overwhelmed, you feel burnt out, you're exhausted, you're stressed, you're angry, you're frustrated, you're irritated, all of these things that we feel when we have a bad day. And it's not just what we feel, it's how deeply we feel it. The intensity of the emotions that you feel on a bad day will determine the cycle of your emotional charge. So if you become really angry, really upset on one of your bad days, and you keep focusing on that anger, and you keep focusing on that anger, you're reinforcing it. You're forcing yourself to still get angry, to still be angry. And another thing that we do that we really shouldn't is take the issues from yesterday, the problems from yesterday, the stress from yesterday into our new day. Take all the fights from yesterday into the new day. But a new day is a new opportunity. It's a new door, a new page. Don't bring old stuff from the past into your present, because then you're just going to destroy your future. Remember, bad days test our resilience. They make us stronger. Being able to deal with limitations and to deal with difficulties, to deal with struggles, and to still move on and live a healthy life means you are resilient. And the more you reinforce this resilience, the more you respond to life instead of reacting, the more you internalize it in a more positive and constructive way, the stronger you will get, and the less likely it will be for bad days to affect you as badly. Because if we do not have emotional regulation, then our bad days are going to affect us very, very deeply. And it might affect your mindset. You might think to yourself, well, everything is falling apart now, so what's the point? And that's where you fall into this dangerous trap of constant negativity and believing that things are so bad and they won't get better. And because you think like that, you manifest that. So it's important that even on your bad days, that you find some form of happiness, that you find your purpose and you create meaning so that you can move on and you can enjoy those better days and you can look for those better days. And also, bad days show you how regulated you are, both cognitively and emotionally. So if you are not cognitively regulated, then you have very chaotic thoughts, very intense thoughts, lots of negative thoughts, a lot of thoughts coming from left, right, and center, and you don't know where to begin, and you find yourself engaging in the destructive ones. That's your cognitive effect of a bad day, is that it changes your thinking and you allow it to change your thinking, and you become emotionally dysregulated. So if you have a bad day and something happens, you may not be regulated enough to deal with it. You might find yourself breaking down, bursting out in anger, or completely just losing your cool. But how we respond to bad days, how we approach our bad days, will decide how we build. Because remember, we build from our past experiences. We build on from our difficulties. It's how we create ourselves. It's how we invent ourselves. It's how we understand life and understand ourselves and other people. Because bad days are a real thing, and we don't always realize that we need to be a little bit easier on ourselves and not so critical and not make ourselves feel worse for our bad days. So how we respond to our bad days will decide how we build from them. Either we build or we break. And bad days also help you realize what mental state you're in. Because if you are not doing very well mentally, you will see that handling a bad day could be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging. So how you respond during your bad days and how you internalize it will also determine the state of your mental health. So how you engage in your bad day, how you react and respond, and how you get on from it and how you move on from it also determine what state your mental health is in, and whether you need to do some self-introspection and to deal with your mental health so that you can be more resilient in dealing with your bad days. Remember, bad days are normal. It's not a disaster. It's just one of those things. It's not necessarily a setback. It's not necessarily the end of the world. No. It makes good days even better. It makes the good days so worth it, because we build and we grow from the difficulties, and we flourish in the light of our good days. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.